Every morning you probably wake up and read the headlines. This guy sold his app for millions of dollars. Or this girl made even more millions selling her app. And every time it was an amazing idea that was built with the help of AI app builders. So it probably makes you wonder, could I do that? Well, my friends, in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you every single step for you to build your very first app as a beginner without writing a single line of code. That's right, the full process from start to finish. But because you probably see lots of AI tools out there, your first question is probably, which tool are we actually gonna be using? Well, recently I stumbled upon a tool that I think is going to make waves in the AI coding industry. The name of the tool is Mocha, and when I started playing around, I realized there was something special about this tool. So I'm gonna be using it to build the full app from start to finish. You see, this tool is an all-in-one tool, meaning that you'll have payments, you'll have authentication, you'll have a database that is fully built within the tool, unlike other tools where you have to attach it separately. And I also found it particularly friendly for non-technical people. So as I build this app, I'll also be giving you a bit of a tutorial around Mocha. So if you feel like it's a good fit for you, you can start using it. But Christian, what are we gonna build? Well, I actually have a serious problem. You see, I've been living in the US for 10 years now. My kids are American, my wife is American, but I'm not. However, a couple months ago, I applied for citizenship, and now I have an interview. The problem is that there's actually a test about the US where they're gonna ask me all sorts of things like all the states and the presidents and all these things. And frankly, I haven't studied it all, and I have 8 days before this test takes place. So I thought to myself, what if I create an app that trains me to basically pass the test? So basically kind of like a Duolingo, and the stakes are high because if I pass, I become American, and if I fail, I get deported. It's actually an exaggeration, I just have to take the test again, but that's how terrified I actually feel about it. We have so much to cover to build this out, let's jump in. This, my friends, is Mocha. Bring your app ideas to life using AI. No coding. Now, there are two fun facts about Mocha. The first one is that even though they're a relatively new company, they have more than 100,000 users who are already using the platform to build their apps. The second thing is that they won Product of the Week on Product Hunt, which is actually a pretty tough thing to do. Those two things are the reason why I actually tested it out in the first place. The exciting part, my friends, is still to come. I'm gonna show you inside of the app, and we're gonna start building. But before that, I actually need to find the place where I can find all of the documentation for what this test is gonna have, so that I can make sure that the AI knows how to build something that's training me on the actual data that I need. So I'm gonna search the internet, find the questions that they usually ask on this test, and then I'm gonna bring that to AI. Okay, seems like we found it. USCIS has the 128 questions that are going to be on this test. It seems like I'm gonna have 20 questions asked. I need to get at least 12 of those questions right to pass. And right here at the top, I have the 2025 version as a PDF. I'll download this and use it for later. Okay, so I'm back in Mocha. I just signed in. Let me show you around. The first thing you'll notice is that at the top right, you can create a new app. A couple other things I would highlight here are that you can learn. So they have a full academy here. If you click on this, you can join the community as well. They have Spotlight, meaning that they are showcasing apps that are working, which is pretty cool. And on the left-hand side, you can check out all of your apps here. In this case, I created a new account, so I have no apps, recents, stars, and subscriptions. I can also create a new app from here, or I can close this little side bar. And they also have some settings, but let's jump in to create our first app. So create new app. Now you reach this chat box, which asks you what you want to build. So now I'm gonna create a simple prompt. Build me an AI tutor that can train me to pass the USCIS naturalization test. I'm uploading all the questions and answers that I need to study for this test, and would like you to create an app that learns from my mistakes and gets me to memorize the answers to these questions. I would like the app to have Google authentication, and I will use OpenAI for the AI under the hood. So I kept it relatively simple. Now let me go ahead and upload those questions. Now, because I need to upload this document, which is currently in PDF, into a PNG, I had to convert it, and I'll be feeding it 5 by 5, which is the maximum number of uploads that you can do. Cool. So now we're inside the app, and it's starting to actually build it. I wanna show you a little bit around, and we're gonna wait for it to cook so that we can see what it shows us as a first preview. Now, all the way at the top here, we can see that we'll have the build preview here. You also have access to the code, the full code base. Probably not something that you'll need, but as you can see, it's building out all of these different things inside the code base as we speak. For the data, we have a full database here, which is pretty cool, because you basically do not have to connect it to an external database like you might for other tools. Here you can switch between them. Here you have the development environment, which is basically closed, no one can see it. And then you have the production environment. And so once we're ready to publish, we can publish it, and we're gonna have a different version in the development server than on the production server. This is actually very, very cool. It gives you a lot more control over the versions that you release. Then here at the top, you have settings. Now the settings, as you can imagine, are everything about your project or app, including the assets you have inside, the publishing, the secrets, which are basically the passwords when you connect it to other services. We'll be showing you that with OpenAI when I connect the AI to this. Google sign in here, so I can click on this. So just to give you a preview here, you can see that it's asking for my secret or password for OpenAI already, which is great. Then we have knowledge over here. You can put additional things you would like for it to know about the app. Here it uses the example of use British English, follow our brand voice, etc., etc. We have advanced settings that you don't really need to know right now, and domains as well, if you're trying to connect a custom domain. So now let's go back to the actual build and we're gonna see what it cooks up. And boom, just like that, it has built out the first version of this. So let's check it out. Put it in full screen so that you can check it out. USCIS naturalization test prep. Master your path to US citizenship. I love it. AI personalized learning, very cool. Start learning today. The top right, we can see here, sign in with Google, which is exactly what I asked it to do. And it's even created a couple additional things here. Sign up, upload files, AI analysis, practice and learn. Okay, and boom, just like that, it asked me to sign up leveraging Google as we had asked it to do. I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Once I've logged in, I can go ahead and click here and upload the test that I downloaded. Let me go ahead and find that here. There we go. As a PDF, and we're gonna go ahead and upload and process. Okay, and now I'm inside of here. I can see this, which is the progress. I can upload material. It's clear from this first prompt that I actually did not prompt it correctly because I tried to explain the data that we were trying to train it on, and I shouldn't have. I should have actually just given it the link and told it to be trained on that specific data. I'm actually gonna rebuild this from scratch, and that is the absolute beauty of building with AI. I can just start again from scratch, and it's just gonna take a couple of minutes. And so here, I just came back into the menu, and I'm gonna create a new app. I created another prompt, and let's go ahead and upload this now. Again, it's gonna take a couple of minutes for it to create or render a preview. Okay, and boom, now we have the next version that is ready. Civic Ace, master the USCIS naturalization test with AI. Awesome. And get started with Google, so it's understood that. AI-powered tutor, track progress, official questions. Awesome. So it seems like it's already actually grabbed those 128 official questions that I fed it just via URL, and it's already trained based on that. So that's really cool. Come down here, start learning. So let me go ahead and put this in preview mode. Cool. And get started with Google. Cool. So now it's going to ask me to sign up with my Google account here. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Very cool. So that worked. And now it brought me to my dashboard. And it seems like we have a couple of cool things here. Total questions, 66, mastered, 0%, accuracy, 0%, sessions, 0. Okay, now I have the option to either take a quiz or to study. So let's go ahead and click on study mode. Okay, so it seems like here I can simply just go ahead and check out these questions and answers and study these. I'll probably have to read through these a couple of times before I get started. Very cool. Let's go back to the dashboard and then take a quiz. It's probably going to be testing me. Number of questions. Awesome. I know that the test has now gone from 10 questions to 20 questions. So I'm going to go ahead and click on 20, start quiz. When must all men register for the selective service? When they turn 18. Submit answer. Okay, so we don't have the submit answer yet, probably because we don't have AI connected to this. So let's take a little second now and jump back into the builder and see what it tells us to do next. So you come down here and it kind of tells you what it did. It says, look, we've actually used these, as I said, 128 questions, perfect. And look at this, it's asking for me to input my secret. Now the secret is basically the password. In this case, it's asking me for OpenAI. OpenAI is the owners of ChatGPT. And basically if I connect my password, so I connect to OpenAI, I'm gonna have my own AI inside of this app. There are basically 3 steps you have to follow. Number 1, you create an account with OpenAI. Number 2, you go to the API tab and you create a new API. And third, you grab the key that it gives you once you create it and you come in here and you simply paste it inside of this. So I'm inside OpenAI, I created a new secret key and now I can grab it here, just come and paste it inside of here. You click on submit and it's basically going to use that to now add AI to your app. Now the next thing I'm going to want to do is to ask the app builder what it wants me to do next. So I'll go ahead and click on discuss down here and I'll be like, okay, what should I do next? and let's see what it recommends. I know that I want to include not just 66 questions, but the whole 128. I also need to make sure that the actual quiz works, and then from there, we're gonna be able to fine-tune things. Here, it's suggesting to do 3 things, basically. It says that I could fix a couple of TypeScript errors. You don't really need to know what that is, but all the instructions and actions are right here. Then upload all 128 USCIS questions, perfect. And then there's a third recommendation right here. So I'll start with, okay, let's start with number 2, which is exactly what I wanted to do to begin. Excellent, it's finished now, and I can actually see here that now we have 128, and it's also telling me inside the chat that it actually did the scraping of those questions correctly now. If we go ahead and take the quiz, actually, let's go ahead and go in study mode. I'm gonna see that there are 128 questions here as well, which is perfect. I scroll down, I can see that none of these are actually missing. Perfect. So let's now go back and see if it has fixed already the take a quiz. Let's see. If not, that's going to be my next step. Name 2 national holidays: Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Boom, and it works. But, you know, obviously I got it completely wrong. Veterans Day and Memorial Day. And the correct answers are New Year's Day, Martin Luther King's Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, which I did get, right? Independence Day, Labor Day, I guess Veterans Day. Wait, I got it right. Well, that's good at least. At least I got it right. But yes, correct. AI tutor feedback. Yes, correct. Veterans Day and Memorial Day are both national holidays. Good job. Keep practicing. Why does it say incorrect though? Let me just go ahead and grab this and tell it that it's being silly. And this is always a great way to troubleshoot. You could just upload the screenshot, and then I'm gonna say, okay, it seems like I was right about this answer, but for some reason, it says incorrect. I'm glad that it's not me. Could you fix the test? And so as you can see, this is progressing very nicely. I'm gonna continue to fine tune it as well, but I love that it gives me the full correct answer. I guess it wants an exact answer that's exactly all of this. In this case, it has to understand the context. Name 2 national holidays, you know? So yeah, and it's found that there is a bug in the answer checking logic. And now just like that, it's fixing it. Now, if you take a step back, what we're doing here is really making sure that the core functionalities of our app work correctly. That's gonna be step 2. Step 1 is build out the first version of the app. Step 2 is to perfect the actual core features that you want one by one. I'm not gonna move on to the next thing until I've finished the functionality of this quiz. And that could take 1 prompt or 5 prompts. We're gonna have to see. The point is, we're gonna be building this app step by step. Excellent, so it's already reloaded. Let's go ahead and take this quiz again. Let's do 10 questions this time. Name 1 of 2 longest rivers in the US. Mississippi. Let me just make sure I have those 2 S's. Is it 2 Mississippi? I hope that spelling being wrong is not going to put me in a pickle here. Incorrect. Yes, correct. I love it. Okay, well, it seems like we're still having this problem. I'm going to tell it. Yes, correct. You meant. Okay, so now it's ready again. Let's see if it works this time. 10 questions. Excellent. What is the economic system of the United States? Capitalism? Correct. Okay, cool. Perfect. Free market economy. So from this first question, it seems like it's working. Let's keep going. Next question. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the US Constitution. Name 1 of the writers. Thomas Jefferson. I have no idea. Incorrect. James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and John Jay. Okay, so I'm incorrect here, but this works correctly. Perfect. Not correct. The Federalist Paper were written by Alexander Hamilton. Excellent. Which means that now this thing works, but let me try one more question just to make sure it does. When must all men register for the selective service? 18 years of age. Let's see if that is or not correct. Incorrect. Good try. You are on the right track. The full answer is that men must register between ages 18 and 26. When must all... Oh, okay, so it was a range it was looking for. Okay. 18 to 26, good to know. Let's keep going to make sure this actually works. Under our constitution, some powers belong to the state. What is one power of the state? Liberty of speech, freedom of... Don't judge me, guys. I need to start with the other section. Incorrect answer. Provide schooling and education, provide protection, okay. Provide safety, okay, got it. I got it. But this is now working. We're ready to move on to the next phase. Now, usually at this point in building an app, I would have to go and connect my database, make sure that's properly synced. With Mocha, it's already done for me, so that's a really cool benefit. Now, if I come back here into the chat, I'm gonna go back into discuss mode. Okay, what should I do next? I'm looking to launch this app. Okay, let's see what it recommends for us here. First thing it says is test all features, which I've already done. Check responsiveness. This is very good that it's telling me this, but basically to see if it works well on mobile. To do that, I can come here to the top right and just click on that and see what it looks like on a mobile phone. And then I can switch back to see what it looks like on a desktop device or any kind of tablet as well. And then it says review the content. Okay, publish your app. Okay, press publish, deployment. Okay, I see where it's going and I know what we need to do next. So now we built the first version, we added AI, we tested out the core functionalities and fixed them, and there are 3 more things we have to do to launch. The first one is probably the thing that will differentiate your app the most in an era where building has become increasingly easier. Now you probably guessed it, that's right, design. You see, what we built looks pretty good, but you can always make it better. Now, there are several ways that we can use to adapt the design of our app. First one would be to take screenshots of something we like, upload it to the platform, and tell it to replicate that. The second would be to take that screenshot, feed it to AI, and then tell it to describe the full UI UX, and then you grab those instructions, which are basically the brand guidelines, and you then feed those to the AI app builder and have it adapt. And the third one would simply be to wing it. Just be like, make it look modern, make it pop. Probably the worst advice you can ever give. So let's delete that third one. Let's actually go for the first one. I'm gonna show you how I implement that right now. The first thing I need is design inspiration, and for that I love coming to a platform called Dribbble. I just come to the web design section here, and then I just start scrolling through this and look at different things that I find beautiful. And I actually like this work here, so I'm probably gonna go and check out the maker of this work, because it's very likely this maker has many other pieces to this actual design. Excellent, I see there are. Let's go ahead and click on this. We're gonna come and see now this maker. We're gonna come and see some of the designs that they made around this specific design. Okay, and I found some more work from this person. So let me go ahead and make these larger, and then I can take screenshots of these. Go ahead and grab this one here. That looks nice. The goal here is to take screenshots of different sections of the same style, and then we're gonna go inside of the AI and use that to prompt it. Okay, I now wanna give an overhaul to the look and feel of this platform. Could you please extract the design system of the images I'm uploading and try to replicate the brand as closely as possible? Don't change anything about the functionality. We're just changing design here. And then I'm gonna upload the screenshots that I just created. I'm gonna click on upload right here. Then I'm going to go into find these. There you go, we have 4, open, perfect. Insert. And now we're gonna go ahead and run this. And I'm gonna upload this image and cross your fingers so that it looks good. If not, we can just roll it back, so it's pretty straightforward. And just like that, here's what came back. Check this out. My God, it looks pretty classy at first glance. Okay. Oh man, look, a little detail of it pulsing right here. That's so nice. Now, let me scroll a little bit down. Ooh, look at these little animation details here. So nice. Oh, I love it. Look at that. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's go inside the app. This looks beautiful so far. Let's go ahead and sign in. Okay, this looks pretty good. I would probably adapt this to make it black so it stands out a little bit more inside of this bright green, but look at that. It is beautiful. I love it. Go ahead and study. Oh man, this looks like $1 million. Oh, check it out. It even highlights the questions I answered and didn't answer. So cool. I make sure I cover all of them. Wow, this is really, really good work. Oh, look at that. The more I scroll, the more the color changes as well. Oh man, that's a nice little touch. Goes back into green from red. Beautiful. Okay, let's go back here. Let's start a quiz. Take a quiz. Let's do 10 questions. Oh, man, it looks really nice. And as soon as you type in, now this adapts. I am actually pretty blown away by these new designs. And let's just say that we're more than ready to move into the next step of the build. I'm gonna go ahead and close this preview mode. And next up, my friends, we go to the top right here and we click on publish. Now this will publish a first version. Status, unpublished. Visibility, private. We can make this public. Anyone can see and clone it, but this is actually but the difference here is that private makes it so that people can't clone it. So let's go ahead and put it on private. I'm gonna go ahead and publish the app now, and I can actually grab this URL if I want to, as soon as this is ready. And once this is published, this will be publicly available. Now I'm gonna go ahead and click on this, open it up, and we can go and access this app at this URL. Okay, so before we hop into the last part, there's a question that you always ask me over and over and over again. How do you set up payments, Christian? Well, I'm not actually planning on charging for this app. I want people to have access to it for free, but I wanted to show you the process of setting up payments so that you can do the same for your app. All you have to do is come back into Mocha and say, I want to now attach payment with Stripe. Could you please help me do that? Now, just by asking for that, it basically rebuilt parts of the website too, because it added the upgrade to Pro right here that gives it unlimited. If I click on this now, I can see that it brings me to a payment plan, and now it's asking for me to add some additional information here on the left-hand side. When I click on that, I come straight here where I can actually select the payment plan, and you can see that it's already created a payment plan for me, which is incredible. Perfect, it doesn't yet work. Because I need to do these following steps to set up payments. So get your Stripe API key. This, you set up a Stripe account, then you create an API. And once you have that, you bring your API key here and you're gonna plug it right inside. Then you're gonna create a product, in this case, a subscription for $9.99 a month. And then you wanna set up a webhook endpoint. That's inside of Stripe as well. And you're gonna add that webhook secret here inside of this. Now again, that's how you do it. It's as simple as that. But in this case, I don't want payments. So what I'm gonna do is come back here, and you can do this for any step at any point and just undo these changes to the app. Even though they look really cool, I want this app to be free. And just like that, it's deleted that part of the process. And now what I'm gonna do is go inside of settings up here, and I'm gonna show you this last step that people also ask me often about. Christian, how do you set up custom domains? You go to publishing, and also go to publish here and find the link. This is currently the link we are publishing to, but here to link or add domains, you can just click on here and you can choose to add an existing domain here. But what I recommend if you don't already have one bought is to actually buy it directly here. So you can click on buy domain, and it's gonna be much easier to even set it up. And then it's gonna bring you to Ionos, and then you're gonna come here to an external platform where you can search for domain names. And as soon as you've actually bought that, it's already gonna be connected to your project inside of Mocha. But let's take this bad boy for a last little spin here. You can sign in, you can sign up, it creates this. I can start studying at my own pace if I want to. I can start taking the quiz if I want to. Let's freaking go. And more importantly, I did all of this without writing a single line of code. So that was exactly how you can build your own app leveraging Mocha. But once you've built the app, you need to figure out how to get customers for it. And if you want to learn that, I highly recommend that you check out this video, my friends, because that's where I'm going to be talking about exactly that. Subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Let's go.